Hey guys, Zelonius here. Welcome to another video on the channel. I am excited for this one, guys. I'll be sharing with you my 4-4-2 custom tactics that help lead the road to glory to rank 1 in the playoffs 10-0, and I will be using these custom tactics on my main pay to win account and this road to glory account all weekend. I'll be streaming late tonight over at Twitch. Check it out, Zelonius92. I think the 4-2-3-1 and the 5-1-2-2, which I've already part this year, are amazing. They're very balanced. They are a bit better defensively than the 4-4-2, but for me, as I've tried and learned more about this new FIFA, I've probably played somewhere between 300 to 400 games now. I need to check on all my accounts what I've played, but I find that just having the two strikers in this formation and the width, the 4-4-2, it just works so well for me and really suits my style of play. And I said to you guys, as the game goes on, I'm going to be trying to adapt and try different formation tactics. There might not always be formations and tactics that I think are the best, but I'm going to try to share with you guys a variety of tactics that might suit your guys' play styles and just give you a variety of different formations to play. So hopefully you guys can really settle on something that works well for you. The 5-1-2-2 and the 4-3-1 tactics are part great. They still work really well because whenever I put a new tactics video out, people always say, oh, does this mean the old ones are bad? No, they're great. I just love these 4-4-2 ones as well. If I do another tactics video and I don't think they're as good, but I still think they're viable, I'll say. But this one right now, the 4-4-2, is up there with the other ones I've done. I really like it. And in this video, we're going to go through the tactics, the player instructions, the type of players you need in each position. And then at the end, as always, I will show you guys some gameplay clips to show you how to actually play in game with the 4-4-2, what it looks like. And boys, honestly, this formation is just so well-rounded. Look at these stats from Soloff in the playoffs. 24 goal contributions in 10 games. He is biting at the, I don't even know what the phrase is, but he's ready to go. He's ready to rumble this weekend league. So yeah, this team, 500k. People said on one of my tactics videos, oh, it's just because you're using your pay to win team. No, it is not. The road to glory team, 500k, very easy to get this by this point of the game. They are amazing. 10-0, beat a load of God squads. Let's get into the tactic. Okay, so you can see here we have 5-1-2-2 as our all-out defense tactic. I've shared about that in previous videos, so we're not going to go into too much depth about that. But I do think it is worth having. I do think it is worth having a defensive tactic that you can switch to if you're struggling against the press later on. And 5 defenders and a defensive mid is really good for that. You can see here we've got 4-4-2 for the attacking and the ultra attacking, but the balanced one that we play, as in the one that I start the game in my defensive formation, is the second variation of the 4-4-2. So that is with a CDM. Casemiro, by the way, especially on new gen where physical and defending stats matter more, he is outrageous. 35,000 coins. He's genuinely one of the best midfielders I've used this year on foot. I use Baby Vieira on my pay to win account. Casemiro, honestly, doesn't feel too dissimilar to him. A little bit slower, not quite as big body type, but this Casemiro, honestly, not far off Vieira, and I wouldn't say that if I really thought he was a lot worse, I would be saying it. But honestly, he is crazy. Before we go into the actual tactics, we'll talk about the players you want in this team. Keeper, just get a good keeper. Left back and right back, decent pace, good physical, solid defending, decent on the ball. Llorente is perfect for this. Moreno is a player I will look to upgrade long term on this account, but he is fine for now. Araujo, honestly, could be the best value player in the game. For the centre back, same as any formation. I like big physical ones, good enough pace that it's not a liability, high defending stats, decent on the ball as a plus, but my 2 centre backs here are really good. In this formation, this is key, boys. You need one playmaker. So one of the CDMs here is going to be able to have good weak foot, good skill moves, going to be able to join the attack. If you have 2 out and out CDMs, it is going to be a little bit of a struggle in this formation. But Mostovoy going forward, brilliant, and he's good enough at defending. He's also got really good physical. This Mostovoy is really good value. I feel like this Road to Glory team, other than maybe Fernando Morientes, is crazy value. Morientes was more just a fun card I wanted to try out. He's really good on this game, to be fair, with the big physical strikers. But I just wanted to try him out and have a bit of a marquee player on the team. The CDM that stays back, just go for someone like Casemiro, Zakaria. Vieira is the archetype for this position, but there's plenty of good value. Casemiro is insane, wearing that captain's armband. The wingers, decent pace. Pace isn't that great on this game, but I like enough pace to stretch a team. Good on the ball, can finish when given a chance, decent passing. you know what you want in a winger really. And then for the strikers, especially because we're playing direct passing in this formation, big strong strikers who can pin a centre-back back, and then when I trigger runs with L1 in behind, lengthy strikers with enough pace to get in behind. Honestly, these two are amazing, and wait till you see some of the clips. So the actual tactic, press after possession loss. This is key. Do not ignore this. Press after possession loss is OP on FIFA 23. I see everyone in the higher divisions using it. I'm playing in Div 1 right now on my main account. Probably could have got to the Elite Division, but I've been putting out so many videos, focusing on a lot of my content, playing 2 accounts that I've not really been able to focus too much on that. But honestly, the press after possession loss is just broken. You've seen it in my videos if you're a regular viewer of the channel. It is crazy. It's so hard to deal with for anyone, and the 4-4-2 is one of the best pressing formations because it just covers every single area of the pitch. The width I have fairly low. I've been having it higher in some formations, but for this one, I put it a little bit lower. For me personally, I just find that I'm defending the wings fine anyway, and it's making it a little bit easier to defend against the long shots in the middle. Now that I'm in higher divisions and playing better players, I'm tending to find a lot of people abusing these Trivela shots outside the box. The depth, I think this, you don't need it really high or really low. Somewhere in the middle, anywhere from 40 to 60 would work. But balanced build-up play. I've toed and froed with some of us. I don't think, other than slow build-up, any of them aren't viable. I think fast build-up forces your hand a little bit too much. But for my default tactic, I like balanced. Direct passing is really good. It allows my strikers to make more runs in behind, and for big strikers to pin the centre-backs back. So this works really well for me. The players in the box have gone 6, fairly attacking. Width, don't think it matters too much. Corners, free kicks on 3. Are you looking to improve at FIFA? Then Underdog Gaming is the place to be. Underdog Gaming is run by me, Zelonius, and Jambu, another FIFA pro, who have been full-time content creators and pro players for the last 6 years, hitting Elite Division and Top 100 with ease every single year. We've got lots of different tiers catered to what you want, from all the way from entry-level access to a big community Discord full of people all looking to improve and get better at the game, weekly articles and videos with exclusive tips and guides and tutorials, follow backs on Twitter where you can DM us and get full access to us, coaching sessions, gameplay analysis. We'll be doing a spreadsheet which will be updated throughout the year with all the OP meta players. If you want to improve at FIFA and you're serious about taking your game to the next level, Underdog Gaming is the place to be. You can find the Patreon by going to patreon.com/underdoggaming, or check the link that's in the description of this video. I look forward to seeing you guys there. Explain that. Stay central, stay forward on the strikers. I want them in the middle. Direct passing, I want them to be a constant threat there. Cut passing lanes, stay back while attacking on one of the CDMs. I leave them on cover wing because it basically means if one of my fullbacks bomb forward, a midfielder can cover it. Cover wing, if you read it, defend the open wing if teammate isn't marking. It doesn't mean they're just randomly marking the wing and leaving a big gap in the middle. I get quite a few people ask me about this. Cover centre just means they will only cover the centre, really. Cover wing's better in my opinion, unless you really are 100% focused on staying compact, because it allows them to make up for a fullback who maybe bombs forward. For my left mid, right mid, come back, stay wide on both. You could go get into box or get in behind. I think for me right now, the default's been working quite well. Stay back on my fullbacks, default my centre-back, and keeper I've got on default right now because it comes for crosses. Seemed like a bit broken on this game in terms sometimes they just miss it. The attacking one, the instructions will be the same. It's just a bit higher depth, bit higher on the set pieces, and 4-4-2, so 2 centre mids instead of CDMs. The all-out attack, very similar. I do have the fullbacks on balanced in this one. I have the centre mids, one of them on balance. I still have the CDM on stay back just so I don't get exposed too much. I have stay forward, cut inside, get in behind, get into the box on the wingers because the fullbacks are going to join the attack a bit so they can overlap. Constant pressure, fast build up forward runs, 100 depth. I'm trying to get the ball and go forward straight away, so that works for this. The tactic honestly is brilliant. I really like it. It's very fun, very attacking, very direct. And with 2 big men on this game, it works miracles. But make sure you do have the defensive-minded CDM and then a playmaker. That really is key. Now let's get into some gameplay clips where I can really show you the nuances of this tactic and how it works in game and how you should be using it. Okay, here in this clip, you're going to see us winning the ball back in the 4-4-2, the defensive shape of the 4-4-2, and then its counter-attacking abilities and kind of how the structure of the formation going forward opens up good attacking opportunities. And you're going to see a bit of Mostovoy magic. So you can see here, look at the radar at the bottom of the screen. You can see that my right back and right mid are down there. And then my three midfielders here, the left mid, that guy, and two CDMs, they get involved here. And then they pincer this guy in. My left back then can win the ball because he's kind of forced into a position. Like the two flat banks of four in the 4-4-2 are very good at defending and pressuring people into mistakes. Now we counter-attack. Casemiro, good enough passing that he can just lay it off. You don't want to see CDM who can't pass at all. Mostovoy there does a 1-2. You can see I've pressed L1 and X and he's bombing forward now. I've got the two strikers up here already. I've got a right mid who's making a run down there. I've got a left mid making a run up here. The fact that you cover both wings and have two strikers pinning the centre back to back makes it a lot harder for people to defend. Here, Mostovoy's still making his run. He's got to worry about these guys here. Mostovoy's making that run there. There, I can turn very quickly in. Mostovoy there. He's quick enough now. He starts to get away into this space. I could lay it off there. I could turn and lay it off there. I know he's probably expecting me to shoot now, so I do a little R1 touch. Beautiful from Mostovoy, and he scores. And that's the CDM getting forward. If I have both my CDMs on stay back, that's not going to happen as much. So a CDM who can attack is key. The two strikers were involved in the build-up to that goal because Sorloth's also put some pressure onto him. But there, CDM who can attack led to a nice goal. And you can just see there, the 4-4-2 in all its beauty. It's so good at being able to work chances. It's so good at being able to force people into mistakes. The structure and balance of the formation is brilliant. And the CDM getting forward here makes a big difference. And it's nice to have CDMs get forward and get into the goal. But the two strikers really do make a difference. Mostovoy magic. Okay, this next clip here is classic 4-4-2. One of the best clips I've probably got on a tactics video before that just shows the beauty of the formation in all its glory and exactly what it's all about. So here, we're defending. You can see we've got the defenders here. We've got the CDMs. They've been beaten though. Playing an opponent here was pretty good. And you can see here, soon as we lose the ball, this is just an example of the press, by the way. Look at that there. He wins the ball back crazy, but we managed to just about see it out. And now this is where we break, and the 4-4-2 with all its structure works. See there? Nice play by Mostovoy there. And now watch the right and left mid. The right mid's making a run there to support us. The left mid's getting down there. Left mid's hugged the touchline there. And he's giving Casemiro a great out ball. Through balls on this game, when you've got a lot of space like this, really work well. And now we've got plenty of options here. We can pass inside there. We've got our right mid in lots of space there. We've got two strikers here. He can't just leave a left mid completely open here to be able to potentially cross it into one of these big men. That's another advantage having big strikers, that they're going to be worried about the crosses. So here, we pass inside. The Mostovoy magic midfielder is getting involved. This is another reason, again, if you'd have two defensive CDMs on stay back, this area of the pitch is just going to be a little bit too open, where a bit too big a gap between your midfield and strikers. So having a CDM who can attack and get forward will make a big difference. It really is key because they really do get involved in the attack. And just having that extra man in the attack really does make it a lot harder for your opponent to defend. You can see here, he's going to be worried about this guy getting free. Now there, Sorloth, great pass into Sorloth. Sorloth has that little bit of space. Crazy touch. Just watch this touch from Sorloth. There, no doubt from there. Let's watch that goal back. So win the ball back. You can see that press after possession loss how OP it is. I'm not going to show that. I've showed a bit of the defensive structure of 4-4-2. I'm not going to show loads of clips of that. It's not really about the defending as much as tactics, more about how good it is going forward. You can see there again the press after possession loss is crazy. I've shown that in plenty of videos. Here, Casemiro, beautiful through ball, using the width. The width in this formation to keep formations that get good width but still give you two strikers are really OP on FIFA in the last couple of years. Lots of options in the middle, great pass inside. Two strikers to worry about, a winger up there to worry about. Passes it into Sorloth, great touch. Goal. Having two strikers in the middle to occupy the centre-backs with a CDM who turns into a cam a lot of the time in attack really does work very well. And you can see there how hard it was for them to defend. This formation in attack is almost like a 4-1-2-1-2. The wide version, because the CDM does join in and almost act like a cam a lot of the time, but you still get the defensive stability of having 2 CDMs. So when you are defending, they do operate CDMs, and that really does help a lot. So that great goal in the 4-4-2 and showed you how many options it gives you. For the final clip here we're going to show in this video, it's just another example of the 4-4-2, the structure of it, how the players are lined up on the pitch that makes it so hard to defend. In this formation, you really do need to make sure you utilise the 2 strikers and the CDM who almost turns into a cam. You have to use the width with the left mid and right mid. In the 4-4-2, one of the things it's really good at, left mid and right mid seem to kind of pull the fullbacks out. So your 2 strikers get isolated against a centre-back, and all it takes then is one mistake from a centre-back and you're in on goal, which is really big. And then you can attack centrally, you can attack through the middle, but mixing it up, it makes this formation really hard to defend, whilst it's still being, as you've seen in the previous clips, defensively very stable. You can see here, we're using the width here to pull players out. We do a 1-2. 1-2 passes are really good on FIFA because it makes the man, you can see there, put his arm out, he's making a run straight away, makes it a lot harder to defend. Here, Casemiro, a nice pass into Mostovoy. You can see Mostovoy and Casemiro, they're always linking up together, but Mostovoy is always a bit further forward. That 5-star weak foot on Mostovoy makes him really good. He passes into Morientes. You can see here the right mid is going to occupy the left back. You can see there the left back isn't close enough to help the centre back because he's worried about the right mid. And in this formation here, we've got the striker there that Koundé has to worry about. The left mid's taken this right back out of the game. That's the thing, the wingers just take other players out of the game. And here, all it takes there is one nice trick and I'm in on goal. Just look again. Using the different areas of the pitch, wing to the middle. There, one good touch and trick and I'm in on goal. Simple fake shot, anyone can do that. It's just so hard to defend this formation. There you go. This formation is just so balanced across the board. I really like it. It has 2 strikers. It has width with the wingers. The wingers and CDMs make it very defensively stable because they all come back on defense. You've got a flat back four, which is always nice. It can keep the ball well because it's got covers lots of areas of the pitch. It can press really well. I'm going to be using this now for my weekend league. Like I said, the 4-2-3-1 might be a more balanced, easier formation to play for the average player. I still think this is a pretty easy one, very standard. The 4-4-2 and 4-2-3-1 are always really good on FIFA. I just find this more fun and I like having the 2 strikers personally. That suits how I like to play. Hopefully this video has helped you guys. Really do appreciate the support on the channel lightly. If you're new to the channel and you've stuck around to the end of this video, thank you very much. Please consider subscribing. Hope you've enjoyed it. Keep it spicy. And honestly, I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.